Hi, I'm Tamara Miles. I'm a productivity expert and the author of The Secret to Peak Productivity. Now, you might be surprised hearing a productivity expert being against productivity. And to be clear, I'm not always against productivity and I'm not against all productivity, but for the past few days, I have been hearing so much about how to increase productivity while working from home, or even this morning there was a headline that said 7 steps for instant productivity. And I think we all need to take a collective breath and slow down because the truth is that right now, yes, we're all working from home and not commuting and not sitting in traffic, but the truth is that this 2 hours a day that we gain from not commuting doesn't translate to 2 hours of productivity because the context of us working from home has completely changed. We are working from home along with the rest of our family who's home. And we're dealing with an emotional roller coaster of feelings every day, going from being worried to feeling hopeful, from being scared to feeling grateful. And so all this takes a huge toll on our capacity to be productive. I also am not going to discount productivity from the sense of accomplishment and achievement because we know from research in positive psychology that accomplishment is a pathway to well being. As humans, we are striving beings and we are goal directed and goal oriented. So, accomplishment is an important pathway to increase well being. But given the current circumstances, I would like to reframe the idea of productivity instead of the common misconception of productivity being about getting more things done. Now more than ever, it is very important to think about productivity as being effective. How can we be most effective given the current context and circumstances of our lives? So, thinking about productivity as doing the most important things first and focusing on the most important things so you can be effective is really important right now. I think, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when we all started social distancing, we might have thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to be home and I'm going to have so much time to tackle all these projects. And now, as the reality starts sinking in, maybe some of us are feeling a little guilty that we haven't done all the things that we planned on doing. And I think that's okay. I think we can give ourselves permission to be human and to not feel motivated all the time and not use up every single second of the day to accomplish more and more. Um, Another huge reason why we're not as productive right now is that our sense of routine has completely shattered. Everything takes longer when we don't have a routine. It used to be that we would just show up for a meeting by walking down the hall and going to the meeting room, and now we have to figure out this technology and how to raise your hand and how to speak and how to talk to each other virtually. So all that takes a little time and practice. Another reason why we might not be feeling as productive is that it's really hard to enter states of flow for full engagement when everybody is constantly interrupting us at home or we're hearing things going on. And so I think, giving ourselves permission to not be super productive during this pandemic and reframing productivity as accomplishing the most important things and being effective is really important right now. And a couple other things that you can focus on instead of focusing on being productive is how about focusing on being creative? Creativity is a survival strategy. As humans, we evolved not only to procreate, but also to create. And research on creativity shows that we can harness both positive and negative emotions to increase our convergent and divergent thinking and be creative. And we're seeing so many beautiful examples of people being creative, celebrating birthdays with parades and other milestones virtually, from people that are creating music and poetry and sharing it, and even funny memes that people share online that uplift us, even if it's just for a brief moment of joy. Another thing that we can focus on is building social connections. Through this physical distancing, it's more important than ever to stay connected to each other. And one of the ways we can do that is by focusing on building high quality connections. High quality connections are defined as micro moments of positive connections that we can have with someone. And that comes from research from Jane Dutton and colleagues at the University of Michigan. And they show that having these high quality connection moments can increase our physiological health, our capacity to think, create, and be resilient. And so there are four pathways to building these high quality connections: building trust, being helpful, having fun, and showing respect. So think about, how can you build a high quality connection next time you get on a Zoom call with a colleague? Maybe you can be playful or show up and be really, really present. Ask them how they're feeling. Show that you care. Ask how you can be helpful. By focusing on building high quality connections and reaching out to others, we increase not only our own well being, but other people's well being. And we can create upward spirals of positivity and engagement and increase our well being.